Hey there, English speakers. Jesse here. Happy Tuesday. How was your weekend? What did you do? Let me know. Last week I was walking down the street and I'm here in Spain, and around the city center there are a ton of English academies. They're on every corner. English academies. So sometimes, and this is a good idea for teachers, they have the students prepare questions to ask people, because there are a lot of tourists in the city, in Seville. A lot of tourists come here. So there's a lot of English speaking people walking around. So they have the students create survey questions based on a theme in the class, travel or work or health or whatever. So I was walking in front of an English academy on my way to work, or I was on my way somewhere, and I was stopped by two girls. They were partners, apparently, working together, and they said, "Oh, do you speak English?" I said, "Yeah." And they asked me if they could ask me a survey. And so I said, "Of course." And so they were asking me things like, I don't know what the theme was, but they're asking me things like, do I like my job? Yes, I do. And they asked me a couple questions, and then they got to one question that kind of stumped me. If something stumps you, you don't really know what to say at first. So this question kind of stumped me. So I wanted to ask you, how do you define happiness? How do you define happiness? What is happiness to you? And I don't mean what makes you happy, because the next question was, what makes me happy? Not what makes you happy. How do you define happiness? What does the word happiness mean? Think of it in your own language, but also think of it in English. It's probably pretty similar, I would think, because in English we have a lot of different words. We have happiness, contentment, joy, peace, I guess would fall under that. You know, a bunch of different synonyms. Satisfaction. They all mean something different. But happiness specifically, how would you define happiness? I'm not sure if I want to tell you what I said. I might tell you in the next video on Thursday. But before that, I don't want to tell you in this video. But I want to hear what you say. How do you define happiness? If you had that question, what would you say? If you had that question, Jesse, get your grammar straight. If you had that question, if you were given that question, what would you say? And in fact, you are given that question. So what do you say? What does happiness mean? How do you define happiness? So either write it in the comments below or tweet me. But if you write it in the comments below, then other people can see it and respond. That'd make a fun discussion. So let me know. How do you define happiness, and what makes you happy? Let me know. So that's it for today. That's all. I got that question and I thought, that'd be interesting to hear people's definitions, because it's not something we think about very much. But we probably should think about it more. What do you think? Anyway, besides that, I'm getting my course underway. My course is, I can see the finish line. So we're working every day. We're working to get this Udemy course for up phrasal verbs, catch up, brush up on, stand up for, stand up to, dress up, beat up, act up, all of the up phrasal verbs, the most common up phrasal verbs that you can think of. Think up, make up. That'll be covered in the course with common useful expressions. So follow me on social media. Follow me on Twitter for updates with that. And that's all for me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on Thursday.